Hi, Allan Pym from APOS here, and joined by Patrick Sims from SAP. Patrick, glad to have you with us. And this is follow-on to a webinar that we did recently, where we looked specifically at Business Objects 4.3 SP3 and beyond. But on 4.3 SP3, the upcoming release of that version. And there are some key themes that are covered in that release. Maybe you could tell us a bit about those and some of your I guess, favorite features from the release.
Sure, and thanks for having me back, Alan. So the three key themes that we were looking at in Service Pack 3, and the slide indicates web intelligence, but really this was across the BI platform as well. And that would be increased productivity, so things to help you build your content better, faster, stronger. Your $6 million man action there. Extend the possibilities, so extending data sources, extending APIs and SDKs, things like that, and then improving usability because we are still dealing with 4.3, a new user experience, new UI. And one of the cool things that I like out of the increased productivity side is what we call data mode. And this is actually a catch up for the browser side to what we used to have in 4.2's Webby Rich client. And so now this data mode applies to both Rich client and the browser. And so it's a way for us to take a look at, not from a kind of tabular or chart perspective, the data that we've brought back, but let's actually analyze the data that we brought back in the Query Builder panel to better understand how we might want to build those charts. And so viewing data is one thing. And as you can see from the graphic we're showing here, we can even look at a little bit of metadata manager kind of flow to how the data began. And also for those of you who ever used Business Objects Explorer, we will have a faceted view of the data as well, which I find very compelling to try and understand what the data is that I'm looking at that I brought back. Another piece of data mode is the ability to combine data now as we're trying to move away from multi-source UNX universes and trying to do more at either the Webby or database level. We thought that the better way to do that was, instead of having you constantly have to focus on object by object, we're actually letting you combine data from different queries or different universes based on what we're now calling flows. So you can build these flows and reuse those across different Webby documents. So that's pretty cool. And then a final piece of the data mode that I really like is the ability to transform that data, right? So instead of having to have a constant go-between you, the author, and the universe developer, to change data, to change how things come across, this allows you to change the data at the microcube level, not affecting the records where it's coming from, but affecting how it is that you want to report that data out, which is, anything from concatenations to splitting fields to trimming, uppercase, lowercase, things like that. All key things that are important to how you report out, but not necessarily important to the data itself. So those are kind of my top three things out of that one capability of data mode, Alan. I love those.
Well, that's great. Those do sound like some great advancements that I know that users are going to want to take advantage of. So that's 4.3 SP3 and coming later this year. And so we'll look forward to that. And as organizations consider their move to 4.3, keep APOS in mind. We have technologies that can help you smooth the upgrade process and prepare you for the future. And so, Patrick, thanks for this update. We'll catch up again on another session soon.
That's great. Thanks, Alan.